tuned in to the Keetria Show and listening to SOB, Style of Business, the podcast with your host, Keetria. We aim to highlight the ongoing trek of entrepreneurs and business owners from around the globe, featuring stories that recount their struggles, experiences, and inevitable road to success and self-fulfillment. Welcome to SOB.
This episode is supported by the wonderful creators of Gratitude Plus app, the app that helps you cultivate a daily practice of gratitude. What are you grateful for today? You can download the app now at the App Store or by visiting gratitudeplusapp.com/style of business. Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in for another fantastic episode of SOB, Style of Business, the podcast. This is your host, Keetria, and today I have a guest who has been with us before, but now she's back at this very crucial point in time, a historical moment to share some different ways that we can craft and pivot our brand messaging and just try to help us along, especially the entrepreneurs and small business owners and even some of the bigger companies and brands. She has some great advice on what we can do to make sure that our PR campaigns are a success. So we are talking to the wonderful Miss Simone McDowell. Like I said, she's been a guest before, but for the people who are not familiar with her in the previous conversation that we had in the past, I'll give her a moment to drop that intro, and then we will move right along from there. So, Simone, how are you doing today? How's everything going?
I'm good, Keetria. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm excited to share with you and your audience PR tips and how we can pivot and change in this unprecedented time. It's a wild time that we're in, but I feel like we can all come out of it stronger. So looking forward to chatting with you.
Perfect. Sounds good, and definitely happy to have you on as well. So let me just take a minute and give you the floor, and if you want to just give us a quick introduction and background, we're going to keep the ball rolling.
Okay. Well, I have been in the PR industry for almost 20 years now. Actually new to you, Keetria, as well. I started my own small public relations boutique agency called Magenta Communications, and we specialize in the group that is probably being hit the hardest, small businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits as well. So just looking forward to sharing my knowledge and how we're all, getting through this together.
Perfect. Sounds good. And congratulations on the agency. Definitely looking forward to seeing some of your handiwork around the net. I know you're doing your thing.
Thank you.
So that's always good. Okay, so let's talk about this a bit, because I know I've been in the industry quite some time as well, so I'm definitely familiar. I think we've shared the same sentiment in some of the bigger issues that are at stake. But I would like for you to just kind of start with, I guess, from a entrepreneurial and a small business standpoint, when it comes to like the PR branding and messaging, a lot of us have services that are more, what do you call, like if you're actually delivering to somebody, or maybe it's to where you have to see somebody in person.
B2C, like business to consumer, service-based, yeah.
Exactly.
I think some of the tips that I'd like to share, well, first, I just want to acknowledge, this is an unprecedented time. So, this is not something that probably all of us, we haven't had something like this, happen to us. We've been through a recession, but this is different, There's a lot of different components and layers to what's happening now. I don't know that, a lot of us have been alive when we've had to be sheltered in place, had businesses really just turn on the dime. Yeah. We went to sleep one night, woke up the next day, and, our world has really completely changed. So I know that is, very, just a crazy time, for lack of a better word. I think it's a time that, we need to also maintain our business sense, and be able to pivot in these times, but also maintaining our mental health and everything like that. So it's a lot of things that are being affected, with children now being home and parents are homeschooling, trying to run their businesses at the same time. It's a lot that just happened very quickly. On the business side of things, I do feel like there's this feeling of, should I still be promoting my business? Should I still try and get my products out there and, my services and all of these different things? And I think, the key thing is, it's a very sensitive time. Trust your gut, and knowing how you feel about moving forward with your business. I do feel like if you have a product or service that's connected with, bettering the community, or bettering the time that we're in, that is something to think about, to continue to kind of showcase that. One of the things that is key right now is being able to show value to your current clients, and to the broader spectrum as well, because we will get through this, and so you do want your business to still be relevant, when we do get past this. So I would say at this time, content creation is really key. We're all home. A lot of us are on our devices much more than we would care to admit. And there's an opportunity there. And I hate to use the word opportunity, but I think that there's, something there that can still be used if we're giving value. I know myself, I've attended a lot of free webinars. I'm amping up on my professional development. I'm also taking time to do something that has nothing to do with business. I'm looking at taking an online art class. So I think, it's important to have that balance. Yeah. But I think if you have, a service or product that provides value, that's still an opportunity to kind of do something with that, but also, taking care of the clients that you currently have, understanding that there may be pauses in payment, understanding that you may want to give a little bit more than you normally would give during this time. I know with some of my current clients, I've given what I call bonuses. So maybe they've come on board for a certain service, but I'm thinking, what else can I give to them that's of value? So an example of that is, writing some copy and some content for someone. But me taking it to the next level is also creating graphics around that content so that they can then use for social media. So that's just one way that you can kind of add value, to your clients. And if you're a service business that, you can do maybe a how-to video on YouTube. You can do lives. I've seen so many different Instagram lives, Facebook lives that have been really good content, things that probably would have been a paid for seminar, in another time and space. So, being able to use those digital platforms, being able to, I know I keep mentioning value, but I think that's really key in this time, and use the resources that you have. And a lot of them are free resources, like your different social media platforms as well. I would say that media pitching, if it's not COVID-19 related, is probably not a good time to be reaching out to media. They're really looking for stories that are related to that, or maybe even like a good feel-good story. But they're really not doing a lot of content that is around, maybe a tech product or something else you might have. So being sensitive to that, as well, would be a few tips that I have.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to come back to that, because on the flip side, I want to get your thoughts on what PR professionals can do if they do have clients that are more, entertainment based or something like that that's not really related to COVID-19. But before we get to that I want you to, in addition to like the digital changes that you basically you're seeing a lot of companies and brands that are using digital platforms to, communicate with their audiences. Like, what other huge changes are you recognizing, like as far as the different industries? Like, are you noticing anything else?
I would say that's probably the big one. I think because people are using the social media platforms because it's another way to stay connected, since we can't really, stay connected face to face. And so with that boundary, being set of, staying 6 feet away, we can't gather like we used to. So there's this connection that I'm seeing with, even celebrities, just getting on a IG Live and connecting with their followers. It could be something that is planned, like most recently, Issa Rae in Insecure with HBO did a whole half a day of activities. Issa Rae was on her live with people, that she worked with on Insecure. They had a live DJ, They did a Twitter party on the night of the season premiere. So all of these were, all online and different platforms. But it was still a way for them to connect with people that were excited that show was going to be airing. Yeah. And so, they might have been doing, face-to-face meet and greets in another time and space if we weren't in this pandemic. So those are good ways that I've seen that, you're able to still connect with your audience. And, for entertainment, I think it's a little bit tougher, to be able to pitch something entertainment related right now. But I think a way to kind of pivot around that is I've seen a lot of musical acts doing live concerts, online. Erykah Badu did a concert in her home. She charged $2, to be able to get on her live, and it was an interactive experience, and she connected with her fans, so it was a great way. She already was thinking about doing a concert, so this was just a pivot for her to be able to do something, to still be able to connect with her audience in a different way. And I think all of these changes that we're having now will change us for the future as well. So, where this is considered a pivot, and how we're doing things, I think that there's going to be this thought process after this of how can we still incorporate some of those things that we connected with so greatly during this time.
Exactly. So that's what I was thinking too. Maybe this will be the way forward, for a lot of, especially the creative industry and the arts. I definitely feel like this is maybe a blueprint to something bigger, which is good. You definitely want to have that disruption and things innovated and, moving forward.
Agreed. Yeah. And I always try and look at, and it's hard, obviously there's a lot of people that are, I think the latest statistic that I saw was like 16 million people have applied for unemployment. So, I'm sensitive to that too, that there's a lot of people that are, hurting, and it's a rough time for them. And, some people were living paycheck to paycheck. So this is a time that they may not, you're not thinking about what's next. You're in the midst of chaos, but I do feel like there is this potential, of things changing. And I've seen so much creativity that's come out through this. And I think, if I'm looking at the brighter side again, there's this time and space that we have now that we really didn't have before. I know for me, I was running, doing so many different things and being in so many different meetings and all of that when things literally just stopped, you kind of start to think about, well, what are the things what would I like to do? What creative pursuits have I been thinking about that's on the list, on the bucket list, but I haven't had time to do. And so I think some of those things are happening, and I think that's opening up space in our brains to be able to think a little bit differently and gives us the opportunity to think about what do we want to do differently when we can do differently, after this is over. Like, do we enjoy the time that we had, even though we were forced to have it? And how can we incorporate some of those things in our life now?
Wow. Love it. I love that you said that. And you just pretty much brought us into this next section, which I mentioned earlier, is I'm doing this segment called Style of Being, and really just trying to figure out, how are you being? Like, how are you as a person? What are you doing for mental health or spirituality, or just, making sure that the inner Simone is, up to par and things like that, especially during a time like this. So, yeah, let's get into that a bit. So, like, tell us, like, okay, so you're at home, you still have clients, you not going anywhere, for
Right.
I don't know how much longer.
Going anywhere.
Exactly. You ain't supposed to be going anywhere, but how are you maintaining? Like, what are you doing to make sure that you're not repeating the Groundhog Day like everybody else without pulling your hair out?
It's been hard to keep a schedule, I will say, but I would say that's a tip, kind of putting yourself on some type of schedule, even if it's, get up at this time, exercise at this time, have business calls at this time. It doesn't have to be something that's, a schedule that what we're used to, but I think, having that schedule is good. Because, okay, on Mondays I do my Zoom calls, on Tuesday I'm doing X. I'm getting out and walking daily. I think those things are important. And I also want to stress that, if you aren't doing certain things that you think you should be doing, do not make yourself feel bad about that. This is a pandemic. It's not, I saw this meme that was going around that's like, if you didn't, get this business started, or you didn't do this during this time, then you lack discipline. I think what we're losing is that this is a pandemic. Like this, if you're maintaining your mental health at this time, that's what you needed to do at this time.
Yeah.
You don't have to create a business. We've had that pressure before. How are we going to alleviate that or change that in this time? We don't want to come out of this the same way before, that we came into it with. I think there's an opportunity to have a different mindset. I think there's an opportunity to do more things that we enjoy. And I also think it's a time that, we look at the priority list that we have. And I'll just give an example for myself. I remember, I don't know, maybe even years ago, months ago, you write those lists of things that are important to you, right? And, there was a few things on my list as I look back on it, as I'm thinking about it, because I have now the time and the space to do it. The things that I wrote on that list that I said were important weren't necessarily the priorities that I was making important in my day-to-day life.
Oh, wow.
So the things that I am doing now are looking a little bit different. Like one of those things that was on my list was really making time for my family isn't near me, but, making time for family. I feel like, okay, yes, of course family is a priority for me, but how was I making them a priority, in my everyday life when I'm like working X amount of hours? More than 8 a day, So it's kind of hard to kind of think in that way of like, oh, yes, that they're a priority, but really how are we making those things that we say are a priority? How are we really doing that, and how is that showing up in our lives?
That's true. Yeah, you're right about that. And speaking about family, like a lot of us are not, in the vicinity of maybe our parents or brothers and sisters and things like that. So, like, how are you guys staying connected?
We're doing a lot of FaceTime.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah, doing a lot of FaceTime and phone calls. And I'm sure if you asked my mom, she would say I'm not doing it enough,
Yeah, I can imagine.
But, doing those things. And it's funny because I think everything kind of just, not saying this pandemic happened for a reason, but I think there's certain things that kind of happen, so before COVID, I had sent my mom this little like cube of questions, they're like table topics. And so I sent it to her because I wanted to have better conversations and connect more with my entire family. So I sent it to her because I know she's the nucleus. She's going to make it happen with everyone else in the household.
Yeah.
So she gets the, gift. And so now what we've been doing is we'll pick a few cards and ask questions to each other over FaceTime or over the phone. And it's really been lovely because I've gotten to know, just some things about her that I didn't know, which sounds so weird because she's my mom. But, it's like you also have to think of people as they're adults, as people, not just like as your parents or as your cousin or as your, friend. Because I think sometimes we can take those things for granted, like, they'll be around forever, so we'll get that information. Similar to like, going out and being a tourist in your own city when we were able to go outside. It's like you didn't appreciate those, historical walks, but now it's like, oh gosh, I wish I could, do that today.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a good change, but it's funny, it started to happen before this pandemic even happened, so it was nice for me to kind of continue that during this time. And so I think that helped things not to feel like we were so far away, because we were already connecting in that way, and that just continued through this.
That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. I'm going to have to check out those cards. That's interesting. You're right. You don't see your parents as their, you know a lot about them, as you're growing up as a kid, but, you wonder what they were up to during college or before they had you. So, yeah, you're right. You are so right. And,
they were having fun, going to parties, doing whatever, too. They weren't always taking care of us.
Exactly. And speaking of, you mentioned the historic walks and things that you appreciate. Tell me, give us, what are some things that you are looking forward to doing once this is over? To be honest, I'm just one of those people that are looking forward to getting some decent toilet paper. I'm looking for that Angel Soft, that Cottonelle. Sometimes, being the last one to get what's left over is, you really start to appreciate what you purchased. So tell me some of the things.
I totally understand that. I am looking forward to, I like my alone time, so for the first few weeks, I'm like, fine with me, this is my life. But now I am really missing the chance to, see my friends face to face. I'm now appreciative of, the time that we did have, and, being able to, chit-chat and giggle and, hit them and, just be like, oh, it's too funny, ha, 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 and, get a little, hit and, just joking and sitting close to each other. I did a virtual happy hour with a friend the other day, and I told her, I said, you better get ready for all my hugs,
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that virtual happy hour. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you have to give me the blueprint for that one. I've been seeing some different ones, but that's when you added happy hour at the end of that, it was like, okay.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
we have our cocktails, yeah.
Yeah, I've perfected my favorite drink at home. I always order a lemon drop martini when I go out. And so now, being home, I've, perfected my lemon drop martini with my sugar rim and all of that.
Right.
So yeah, we got together and just chit chatted and caught up with our respective drinks.
I love that, Simone. Okay, so give us some tips for. This is specifically for Style of Being. Give us some tips on how we can, just kind of keep it together as we go through and we're dealing with kids and working from home and all that other good stuff.
I think it's still important, if you can, to just steal away for a few minutes and just having some alone time. Even if you have to, go into the bathroom and lock the door. A bubble bath would be great, but, parents, I'm not sure if you have enough time for that, if your kids won't let you do that. But, just a few minutes of quiet time, I think is definitely beneficial. And I think, thinking about that one thing that you can do that you've wanted to do, that you haven't had time to do, and it doesn't, I almost feel like it shouldn't have anything to do with business. I'm thinking about taking that online art class. It has nothing to do with business, but it's something that would be creative and interesting to do. And I always feel like adding in creativity in one way that has nothing to do with business always helps my business. So I think, just opening up the different creativity in different ways. I would say journaling is another, way to kind of get thoughts and feelings out.
Yeah,
because, there's a lot going on. People might be getting on your nerves. You can't, just yell at them and go into go out, or whatever. It's like, we're going to be in this for a while. So
right.
There's going to be some feelings. Just write them down, get them out of your mind and your head, and just take that time. And I know I've been cooking more. I've been cooking more, and so I think that's also, a good way that you need to eat, but also you can try new recipes. I think those are some good tips. And I think it's just, thinking about the things that you maybe used to love to do as a child and being open to doing something like that now, that brought you just something that brings pure joy.
Love it. Perfect tips. All right. And we are going to take a step back. And I just want you to, for anybody that's listening, maybe there's somebody that's interested in your service as a PR consultant. And let us know, do you specialize in any specific industries or, where can we learn more about how to hire you if anybody's interested in kind of getting you on board to help with their PR campaign management?
I think the best way is my website, which is magentacommunications.com. And I specialize in entrepreneurs, small businesses, and nonprofits, but definitely open to other industries. One of my key things is I need to be passionate about whatever your product or whatever your service is to be able to work on. So maybe that'll fall under those 3 categories, but maybe it won't. But as long as I'm passionate about it, that's what's going to allow me to be able to promote your product or service in the best way possible.
Love it, Simone. All right. Well, we could never have too much information, and there's always only so much time that we could cover. So we'll have to wait to have you back for some more tips. But if there's anything else that you'd like to share, Lee, feel free to do so now. And also, if you have social media handles for anybody that may want to connect via social, go ahead and drop that as well.
Okay. I want to say, just because as a parting kind of note, I know that, businesses, can be suffering right now, and we may not have the money to be able to support, but I just wanted to share a couple of other ways that, if you don't have the dollars to be able to support businesses right now, maybe just liking their post or making a comment or doing a Yelp review, just thinking of non-monetary ways that would be supportive at this time are also good, because all of those things will be helpful as we, come across on the other side of this. And if you do have the funds to be able to help, I know, so many small businesses that would appreciate it, that still have their, virtual doors open. So just wanted to share that. And my Instagram is by Simone McDowell. So feel free to follow me there. That's probably the platform that I'm most active on. And then, of course, you can contact me also via the website, magentacommunications.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Simone. It's always a pleasure to have you on. We appreciate everything that you shared and walked us through today, and we hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks for hanging out with us here on SOB. We hope this episode has been resourceful. If you'd like to check out the latest articles or follow Keetria's website updates, just log on to Keetria.com or follow her on Twitter at KEETRIA.